father too often, but anytime that I do talk to him, he tells me, he always lets me know that he's proud of me. My sister, of course, has her little her jealous side, but she still is supportive. She here and there she'll let me know that she's rooting for me and everything. So my family's been very, very supportive.
Well, that's a good thing, because with that foundation, you can actually reach any goals you have that you're looking to reach if you have that support structure in your family, and I think that's really important. That's great
Absolutely.
to hear. Yeah, that's great to hear that you have that. Now, let me ask you, Brianna, when you released your debut album, was it the real you in that debut album, or were you trying to fit in or fit what you thought you had to be at the time? Because I know your sophomore album is different than your first one.
Yes. Well, actually, Whitney Houston didn't get a #1 hit by writing her own stuff. And
Right.
I definitely feel like this new album absolutely incorporates me as an artist. It definitely shows my growth as an individual and as an artist. And I'm really happy with the second album. My first EP, I love the songs and everything, but I didn't feel like it captured me. I didn't feel like it really showed off, what I can do and what I like to do. With this album, I feel like it's a lot more soul, and it's got like a trip hop, pop feeling to it. And it still encompasses, some alternatives, some rock and everything. So I'm really, really, really happy with this second album.
Well, you evolved as an artist, and that's what it comes down to, because you found your voice.
Definitely.
Okay, and that's the case. And I also know that you get some of your influences from the likes of if you had to pick some great ones, you sure did. Natalie Cole, Anita Baker, Sarah Vaughan, and you even throw Christina Aguilera in there. Now, do you feel that all these influences actually shined in your latest release?
Yes, I do actually. I grew up on jazz and gospel. They've both been a major foundation for me, and so I definitely feel like the soul comes out in this album. And I believe that every single artist, that you mentioned, Natalie Cole, Anita Baker, all my favorites, that they definitely have a huge soul background. Christina Aguilera, so it's good to, when I heard the final copy, I was like, wow, yeah, that's exactly it. I got goosebumps. Happy.
Right. Well, you hit it on the mark. That's why, and that's good. That's good. When you feel that, I guess that's secure in what you're releasing, and it hit every mark that you want it to hit. Well, then it's gonna. You just imagine what people are gonna think about it when they finally start to listen to it.
Mhm.
Wow, they're gonna hug you and scream your name, Brianna, Brianna. They're gonna start chasing you down the street.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm ready for all that.
No, well, hey, it's gonna happen, but we'll touch on that later.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the MTV Real World deal. How did that come about? How did that happen?
Well, my best friend actually, Joey, he had been talking about, going to the audition for a little while, and for like a few weeks, and he's like, "You're gonna come with me, right? You're gonna come with me, right, Bree?" And I told him, I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll go." By the time the day of the audition came, I didn't get out of work until 4:00. The audition was at 7:00 in the morning. So I called him and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm tired. And he gave me the whole guilt trip. And something in my gut told me just to get up and go. So I turned over and I looked at my ex-boyfriend. I was like, let's just go. So he rolls his eyes and we get up and we leave and get dressed and everything. And they called my ex-boyfriend and I back. And actually coming home from the audition, I fell asleep in the car. And I'm not normally one to, have epiphanies or anything like that, but fell asleep in the car and I woke up and I said to my friends and my ex-boyfriend, I was like, I made it. I knew that right then and there that I had made it. It was really weird how it happened, but I don't know. I guess it's because I really didn't anticipate anything, and I wouldn't have been upset either way. There's some people, that strive their entire life to get on the Real World, and they audition 8,000 times. And I'm glad to, say that, like, I guess I got lucky, or maybe I'm just that crazy.
Yeah, but you know the thing is, and I'll just touch on this, that we had Ashley from the Rock of Love on the show. We had Rodeo from the Rock of Love on the show, and a few other reality stars. But when they were going for those shows, actually they weren't going for the shows. They were approached. It was just something that happened. They didn't go chasing it around. And I think if you chase it, it doesn't happen for you because it's not meant to be. But for you, it was meant for you to get that because, again, the MTV Real World got you national, if not international exposure. And now your music to you is the most important thing. So now, that kind of got you out there. So that's pretty cool. And I think things like that just happen. Maybe, not to get biblical, but sometimes God has a hand in things and things just fall into place for a reason.
That's true.
So you have a purpose. Now, we had a guest on the show some years back. He was on the Real World as well. And at the time, he was a pro wrestler with an organization out in California. I remember speaking to him. We didn't do a radio interview. We did everything was for the magazine. But he got fame from being on the Real World. And the long and short of it, Mike the Miz became a big deal in the WWE. He came from nothing, and he became a big deal. And actually, he's a nice guy, actually. So I have a two-part question for you. Okay. Now, are you beginning to get greater fame from being on the show? And part two, do you see yourself going down the reality show road again?
Reality TV, doing American Idol and doing the Real World, it's definitely, given me a boost. I have so much love in my heart, for the people that have helped me to get to where I am, and the people that are pushing me forward and helping me out. I appreciate everything that Brianna Murray has done, MTV, and absolutely the guys at my record label, Jason Silverman, Tomas Costanza, Matthew Bear.
What's the name of that record label? Just let it out.
Oh, Chamberlain Records.
Chamberlain Records. All right, we just want to give them some props as we move along. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. Most definitely with the guys at Chamberlain Records. They're just a great team, and I could never ask for anything else, And I do think, that the Real World did help my career because the amount of downloads that I got on my last album was just absolutely crazy amazing, for being signed to an indie record label with not too much publicity. And so the Real World definitely did help me out, and I'm really, really, really excited about, seeing how this album does and everything. I'm hoping that it does very, very well.
Well, I think it is going to do well. Now, do you think that you capped it out as far as reality shows are concerned?
Yeah, you know what? I think unless they're willing to give me my own show, which would be pretty sick and be pretty phony, it'd be awesome. I think I'm pretty much done with reality TV. I wanted to do at least one challenge just for the experience. I did that. I got to go to Thailand, which was absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
So I don't know. Some people are just meant for the reality TV spotlight, but let's be honest. Like, what does that say about anybody, and I have to, hate on them a little bit, like Real World and Rock of Love and, everything else is only going to be around for a short amount of time. If you're not willing to, dig your hands in, like some people are starting to clothe their own clothing line, some people are, moving on, like the Miz has his career and everything. Other people are trying their hand in acting. People are moving out to LA and everything. And I give those people mad props for that, But the ones that are just like, well, I love reality TV and this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, it will fade, and it fades fast. Like, after my season was done, Brooklyn was the new season, that was, everybody was amped about, everybody's really excited about, so, and some of us, some people from the Real World just disappear off, they realize that this isn't what they want, And it's not even the fame thing, because I don't feel like my life really has changed that greatly since the Real World. You know, yeah, I'll go out